apologise for that. But I mean, there's not much we can do with the amount of people that have shown up today. We just need to make sure that everyone had their names and details on the forms in there, and also for their names on the petition. And we encourage everyone to take the petition with you, and make sure that if you do take the petition, that you take a map with you as well. That's part of the legitimacy. Yes, exactly, Ivan. Just to make sure that legally it's across the board, where it's all above board, and when it goes to the politicians, they can't knock it back. I'll keep it fairly sharp. There's a big night here for Geelong. The amount of people who are showing up is a credit to you. So welcome, and thank you for your attendance. A really great turnout. As I said, we need your details, we need the petitions, and we also need, if you do take petitions, we need them back by the 6th of March, which is 3 weeks from tonight. Sorry? Oh, alright, sorry about that. Righto, the next meeting will be on Wednesday the 6th of March, and that'll be the touch base to see how we're all going, see how the petitions are, and see how we're travelling. I want to make a special mention to Ivan on my left, and forming a committee since we last met, the Friends of Corio Bay Action Group. And we have got some guest speakers here tonight in Jeff Wilson, the fishing local identity. We've got Russell Conway from VR Fish, and believe it or not, we've got Rex Hunt in amongst us who, hello, we are. Rex, put your hand up if you're there. Alright, beautiful, but Rex has got something to say, which is beautiful. And I'm going to hand over to Ivan, but before I do, can we just remember, we're all here for the same cause, and that's to look after Corio Bay, and we need to conduct ourselves in a positive manner. And thank everyone, and the bar is open if you want to drink. But I'll hand over to Ivan now. Thanks very much.
We'll just start with Jeff. Would you come up and say a few words? That'd be great.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. At the first meeting, I thought I had to say all I was going to say, but I realised there's a bit more to say. So if I just cover a bit of ground, I just pointed out at the last meeting how many studies there's been to show how much we contribute to the economy of Victoria. First of all, there was the Whitford and the Van Leest report going back in 1983 that showed that the commercial fishermen optimistically was valued at $150 million in the state of Victoria, and that recreational fishing conservatively was valued at $810 million, and that's a factor of about 5.5. Then there was the AK Dragon report in 1991, which showed that Western Port and Port Phillip alone generated $387 million to the economy, and that the commercial fishery was valued at only about 40 million. And then in 1997 was released the Kennett report, Jeff Kennett, commissioned from the Institute of Industrial and Economic Research, a report called The Economic Impact of Recreational Fishing in Victoria. And that valued the input of recreational fishing at $1.265 billion. It also showed that recreational fishing in the state of Victoria created 27,000 jobs. It also showed that if recreational fishing was stopped in the state of Victoria, income to households would drop by $810 million. Right, but an interesting thing started to happen when these reports started coming out. We started to see reports coming out of the fisheries management area and their appendages that the recreational fishermen were catching more fish than the commercials. Oh, much more, 4 and 5 times more. And but there was something a bit dodgy about how these reports were being carried out. I can give you one example. From 1989 to 1995, there was the Cooten, Conran and MacDonald report, which had a bit of a problem at the start. They went out to find this mythical huge catch of snapper the recreational fishermen were taking. The biggest problem was finding a recreational fisherman that had actually caught a snapper. Now this was going back to 1989 when scallop dredging was probably at its worst and the bay was being absolutely ruined by this deleterious practice. And after a very disappointing 4 years, it was decided that recreational fishermen must be catching all of these snapper at night. So they got another grant for another pilot study over the year to man all the boat ramps at night to find this huge recreational catch of snapper. But once again, the biggest problem was finding a recreational fisherman that caught a snapper. Things changed a bit after 1994 because Premier Kennett, along with the help of a few people, including Uncle Rex who's along here tonight, had scallop dredging banned from the bay, and the bay has flowered since then with a lot more fish. But you know, this problem still arises. I got a phone call a couple of weeks ago from Michelle Harbison from the Geelong Independent, and she wanted my views on this bid to close Coria Bay to commercial fishing. And we had a bit of a talk, and she said, yes, but the recreational fishermen catch 80% of the fish, and the commercials only catch 20%. I said, where did you get that? From the seafood industry. I said, hang on, what report are you quoting? Just tell me what report are you quoting here? Couldn't tell me. I don't know of such a report that shows we catch 80% fish. We catch 80% of the fish and the commercials only catch 20. And tonight, from an ex-member of fisheries, I got an email more as asserting that the commercial fishermen only catch 25% of the fish and the recreational fishermen catch the rest. As far as snapper, the commercial fishermen are only supposed to catch 98 tonnes, and the commercials only catch 98 tonnes, and the recreational fishermen catch 400 tonnes. Well, considering that only about 10% of recreational fishermen catch very many fish at all, someone must be exceeding the bank limits by a very, very large amount. All right, we may not be the only game in town, but sure as hell we are the biggest game in town, and it's about time we got recognition of that fact. And I think the chickens are slowly coming home to roost, because look at the people we have here today. We have quite a good crowd, and if they don't listen to us now, when are they going to? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks very much, Chip. Can I please call on Russell Conway from VR Fish? Russell, you there? Here he comes.